Yo yo yo, my Star Citizens and Noob Gamers, welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Minix, and in today's episode, back on doing the hauling finally. So finally was able to get this hauling mission, or should I say, finally get to do this commodity trading. I keep getting told off for the hauling and commodity trading. So this is going to be a 3-place run that I'm going to do here, and this run is going to be quite boring. I'm going to obviously jump it, but this is going to be for somebody that's busy and only needs to come back to the system or the computer for a couple of minutes at a time and then off to do other things like cooking or whatever they're going to be doing. So it's going to be 3 space stations. We're going to go from Crew L1 over to MIC L1, I think it is, and then from MIC L1 over to Terra Gateway, and then from Terra Gateway back to Crew L1. We should make around 800,000 profit on the cargo. My run took me about 2 hours, but some of the cargo wasn't available. Med supplies wasn't fully available, so I had to wait around for some restocks, and that came then bumping up the time that I was waiting for the ship to be filled. So I reckon you could probably do this within an hour and a half if the stock is there. So this one, definitely for those people that are busy doing something like cooking or doing other things and they just need to come to the system, because you're going to be looking at like 20-minute waits for unloading and loading altogether. Once I arrive at one space station with a load, to unload that and load the ship with the next load is going to take about 20 minutes. And so you're just going to be sat around doing nothing really. So yeah, it's for those people. Finally get to do this, what I wanted to do the other day. Some of you might remember the other day, the last time I took the Caterpillar out, I had about 300 SCU or something like that of medical supplies in my Caterpillar. Landed at a space station, Crew L1, and the and when I was putting the ship away, it got down to the bottom of the thing and just exploded. And so this video was going to be about how do I get that funding back, because I was left with 65,000. How do I get back to that 1.5 million that I needed for this cargo commodity trading? And yeah, so that's what it was going to be. But then I had a shock. I pulled out the Caterpillar to begin this, and this is what I found. Oh. Okay. Okay. So you guys would have known my ship blew up, and like I have medical supplies. So I had about 300 medical supplies in the forms of 24s because I couldn't get 32s, and my ship blew up, and I'll put a video up of that now. And well, this is the first time I've come back into the game since that happened, and that looks like 2450. I know that was bad counting. I know it's 48 and not 50, but I'm trying to work out, can I get up to the 300 and odd that I lost? So it's 24, 48. So that's 100 minus 4, 96. With these two coming, this one and the next one. So I'd need a few of these to get back to my 300. Okay, so let's set them down then. That was weird. That helps anyway. At least it gives me some of that cash back, even if so. I spent 1.2 million, so 208. I did have about, I think about 380-ish. 208. You know, it'd be nice if I make close to the 1.2 million back. So methane was what I was going to pick up next. Right, so Jet Caterpillar. So nothing in there. 208. So we're going to make back 785,000. So we basically have lost about 500,000. Yeah, about 400,000-ish, close to 400,000 is what we lost out on. So that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so let's pick the caterpillar now and look at the methane. Caterpillar? Is my caterpillar broke or something? Is it broken or something? Because why is it not letting me? Don't tell me it blew up again. Okay, so let's see if we can actually put to the caterpillar now. Straight caterpillar. So it's empty. 771 methane. So we got more than enough to fill caterpillar. It's whether we can actually fill it though. So it's set it at 24s because that's what we can have with the caterpillar. You can get more if you was to go to that ambitious dream because you can fit more in there. So it's nice that they've done that with the it's locking so you can't buy stuff that you can't get. So this is 1,000 and we're going to get about 500, 1.8 thousand. So what we're going to get from it 24s, we can get 16 for 609,000. We can go all the way down to the ones as well. So that's 384. 698. So let's buy that. And we're going to confirm 704 for that. And 6 minutes. And then we're going to make sure you refresh this out because you could buy more 24s. I don't know if it'll let. Yeah, so it's letting me buy more 24s. So we bought the maximum amount of 24s, but it's going to let me buy more. Now we don't want to do that because then we were already full of 24s. So what you need to do is make sure you reset this so that it shows on here. So there we go. I don't think I could get any 16s, can I? Yeah, I can get 3 16s. So buy that. In fact, before I do that, I'll show you. Like, I shouldn't be able to buy any more 24s. Yeah, you see. So buy 3 16s for that much. 88,000. Accept that. And again, we shouldn't. Well, we should. Well, I mean, it did do it itself, but we shouldn't. We should just refresh it anyway, just to be sure. So we've got 58,000 left. And 8-wise, we shouldn't be able to buy any 4s. We can buy lots of 4s for 29,000. Except that. Make sure we refresh. 448 and then 2s. We can buy 8 lots of 2. For 29,590. Insufficient funds. Let's try that again. 8, so we'll drop one of them. So we're buying 7. That. So we're not going to get a full load here. We're about 100 away from it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the route now. Now that I've been able to do this, I'm going to show you the route. Cool. Right. So we got it down to 463, so about 110 or something away. So it was, at least that's good that we was able to at least get some of it back. Right, so let me show you the route while this is updating its thing. I'm going to show you this route now. And so basically we're going back to doing the route I was doing when the ship blew up earlier on the last video. And so yes, let's go through this. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're going to look at we're at Crew L1 currently, and we've just bought methane. So if I go to SC Trade Tools here, and then on here, just click on this, and just click any of these, and then on here go Crew L1. That's where we're at currently. So they sell methane here, nitrogen, scrap and waste. And we're going to head from here to Mikel 1, I think it's going to be. So if we go to methane, you can buy it from here, and they generally have quite a lot of it. And then we're going to head over to Mikel 1, where they'll buy enough of it, because they buy up to 1,400, and we're only going to take about 570 if we do fill a caterpillar. Now we're going to that one because, let me just get rid of that. We're going to that one because if we go to here and we go to methane, yeah, and we go to Crew L1, because that's where we are. Well, these are in Pyro, and then obviously this is, you're going to buy it for more if you're at her L5. But the round robin that we're doing is we need to go over to Mikel 1. So even though these places you can get it better prices, you know, for a full caterpillar, we do a full caterpillar, which is, let me just choose a different one and then back. So caterpillar 576. We would get 353,000 at one of these places, 352,000, but we're going to Mikel 1, so we're going to get 297,000. We're going to lose about 50,000, but the issue we would have at these two places is they wouldn't be able to pick up anything from them. So even unless you was only doing one run to one place, then I would choose one of these two, but we're going to Mikel 1. And from Mikel 1, I mean, if you look at what was the other thing that they had? They had methane, and what was the other thing? Hydrogen, was it? Hydrogen? No, it wasn't hydrogen, it was methane, and let me quickly check. Nitrogen. So it was methane and nitrogen. Now, so with methane, so let's go back to methane here. From Crew 1 to Mikel 1, we're going to make about 297,000 profit. If it was nitrogen, we get it from Crew L1, and we went to, I think, Mikel 5 or something like that. Oh no, Mikel 1, sorry, there. We're making 287. So you're going to make a little bit more with the methane. So 287. Methane, Crow 1 to Mikel 1, 297. So it's, you know, there's not much more difference in it. The investment is $1 million for the methane, and the nitrogen, the investment would have been 600. Oh, wrong one. Mikel 1 we would go to. 600 investment for 287. So we could have gone for the nitrogen as well, knowing we didn't have the money. So that was something we could have looked at there. And then once we go from Crew L1 to Mikel 1, we're going to then go and grab from Mikel 1. If I go to here and go to Mikel 1, we're going to grab the Astatine from here, and we're going to go with the Astatine from Mikel 1 all the way back over to Terra Gateway. And so if we look at that, the Astatine here, And we're going to get it from Mikel 1 here and go to Terra Gateway here. We're going to make about 116,000 on a full load with the 800 investment. And then, so we're talking about 400,000, close to 400,000 we would have made on that up to then. And then from Terra Gateway, we're going to, from Terra Gateway, if I get to that, where is it? From Terra Gateway here, we're going to get medical supplies, which is the last video I did where the ship blew up. We're going to get medical supplies and we're going to sell them over at Crew L1. Back to Crew L1. And then that's the loop basically. And with the medical supplies, we are looking at medical supplies from Terra Gateway to Crew L1, looking at about 447,000 profit on that. So you're making around 900,000, and the investment of the medical supplies is 1.7 million. So you need to make sure you've got that. So starting over where we are and making this one the last run should hopefully give us some funding. If we've made about another 400,000, so we might be about back to 1.2 million, but that's fine. The run is that it would be close to 1 million if you do it with a full load on a Caterpillar. So we don't have any more money. We do have nitrogen. We probably only can grab one nitrogen, if that. So we could grab that and into the Caterpillar. I don't think we're going to be able to grab any of these. Grab one.
Hey.
Cool. So let's get going. Didn't get a full load, but that's financial restriction, not the stock. The stock would have been there, and unfortunately, I would have had the cash for it if all my medical supplies didn't blow up. I lost about 100 odd medical supplies from when I did it the other day. Well, I wanted to show you guys this run and show you the potential of making 900,000, close to 1 million with a Caterpillar. Easy run.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Got 4 minutes left.
Please visit us.
Okay, so it should be done now.
To the ASOP
loading.
Vehicle Retrieval System.
Here we are. So let's grab that.
Your vehicle has been delivered to all please visit us.
And it'll explode again. Okay, so let's check the cargo. There we go, we got some cargoes. Cool as coolness. Okay, so let's set some parameters here. So in this mode, I want to make sure I've got full shields. Close to full shields as possible, and in this mode to make sure I have all engines. Cool. So let's just put in Mikel 1, that's where we're going. It's going to be a big journey. Mikel 1. So if you look at this, we're going from Microtech to Crusader, Crusader to here, just on the fringes here it is, Terra Gateway. So it's almost like a big triangle from the whole size of the solar system. Let's do it. So it's a big trip, but most of the trip is you just travelling. and then waiting for cargo.
You are clear
Now,
to launch.
when it's full, it seems to take some time. And I'm using a pad, and I am like boosting, but it's not working. But if I press space bar and boost, it does it. But when I'm using my gamepad, it doesn't. It struggles with it. Right, cool.
Thank you. And please visit again.
There we go. I do love this ship. It's such a good ship. Been one of my favourite ships, this has. So I'm looking forward to getting the ironclad. It'd be nice as well once the pods, those side pods change. The little command pod module I'm in here, that is little thing here. Be good once they become detachable and you can then just grab already fully laden hulls of cargo. Okay, coming into land now in Mikkel 1. Didn't take long, a couple of minutes to get over here. You can change the drives to have faster drives if needed. But, yeah, I didn't need it. Now, the options I've got here, after looking at the comment section of the last video, someone said don't take your ship while you're in the hangar, and then that way it shouldn't blow up. Other people said just unload the ship. Now I don't want to unload the ship. The reason I'm doing this is to show people the auto unloading side of things, auto loading, auto unloading side of things. Because if I was just going to be loading and unloading myself, then I wouldn't come to the places I've come to. I'd go to the places where there's going to be more profit. Maybe that could be a thing. Is maybe the ship blew up because I had the thing down. That could have been an issue. So let's put that up and hope that sorts that out. So that's the command module I was on about there. Parking sensor. Parking sensor, that. Cool. So I'm going to take the advice and not send the ship down here. I'm going to go upstairs. It just means when I do come to get the ship, don't get the ship from upstairs, get it from downstairs, from down here, just in case when I come down the doors are still shutting or something. Lobby is where I want to go. Okay.
Welcome to the
all for the
aSOC
best, guys.
vehicle retrieval system.
So let's store the ship.
Has been moved to our storage facility. Please visit. Welcome to the aSOC vehicle retrieval
Yeah, so
system.
it's this stored. So I'm presuming because it doesn't have to do the animation or anything like that, it just puts it away. So we started off with, let me bring up my thing, 851,100. That's what we started with after the whole ship blowing up in the last video and finding the med supplies just laying around afterwards. Right, 851, see what we can get. So the medical supplies here are low, but we're going to go for the Astatine anyway, which is got a full stock. So, Jet Caterpillar. There we are. 463, so we're about 110 away from what would have been a full load. 1.1 million. for and 7 minutes time. And I think that's everything. We can allow us to sell everything. 24, 16, 4, 2 and 1, 1.15 million, 1 point. So we're going to lose about, what's that? 5,000. About 15,000, I think. There we are. It tells me there 9,000. Cool. Let's do it. Cool. And 7 minutes to do that. So there we are. We've got our money, 1 point something million. And while that is doing that, and you've got the countdown on it, you can actually then buy the Astatine from this. So make sure we've got our caterpillar, which we have. I'm just going to reset it just to make sure. And we're going to go to Astatine and we're going to... So the best way to load a ship and knowing what the configuration is without having to know the configuration itself is go from the top and work your way down. So starting at 24 or whatever your ship can take, the highest amount, click on the maximum, 16 units, confirm, so 494,700 with a 6 minute wait. And then remember, because that would allow me again to buy another 16, we don't want to do that. Remember to reset. So it shows it on here. And then you'll see then I can't buy any 24s. So how many 16s can we get? 3 16s. For another 2 minutes. Again, let's refresh it. And the reason you refresh it as well is because if I'd have gone down from 16s to 8s, it would have allowed me 6 8s, but it might not allow me any 8s, you see, because there's no room for it. But if I hadn't refreshed to the 16s, it would have allowed me 8s. So 4s, 4 lots of 4. So I presume the 24s are going in the side pods, the 16s are going in the front, and the 4s are going in the front as well, and then the 2s and 1s will go into the sides. See there, I almost made that mistake then. I didn't refresh with the 4s. Now I can do that. Won't allow me any 4s. 2s, 56 of them for 141,000. 56 units of that. Shall we refresh, even though it did show it as refreshed on there. And then 1s, we should get a couple of those. 16 for 20,000. Cool. And that should give us a full load. $576, and we've still got 300,000 left. Cool, so that's that one. So we'll wait out that timer. I'll get some stuff from the med bay. Go and get my energy sorted before the new patch drops, and it costs money to do it, and we have to start drinking and eating properly. Finished. Oh, that's a cool jacket. I like that jacket. That's a cool jacket, that. I wonder where you got that from. One of those jackets. You cool motherfucker. You cool motherfucker.
Please, if anyone sees Dr. Bolin, let me know. It's a pretty big one, so team stand by.
Okay, so let's have a look at where we're at with our
Welcome to the ASOP
timer.
vehicle retrieval system.
20 minutes. Whoa. That's a big one. But that's also unloading cargo as well as loading cargo. 12 seconds left. So that was a 20-minute wait on that. We could have unloaded it ourselves and loaded ourselves, but I definitely think it would have took longer than 20 minutes. So let's do that.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the front base, visitor.
Quick look. Packed to the brim. Okay. Let's do this. Terra gateway. Let's plan our route.
You are clear to launch.
Okay guys, so the trip all in all coming over here took 5 minutes, so 20 minutes for the loading and unloading at the last place and 5 minutes coming over here, so that's 25 minutes
Welcome
plus I
to
think
the
10 minutes or whatever it
vehicle
was
retrieval system.
at the other place loading originally. So we're on about 35 minutes. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I nearly made the mistake again then, didn't I? Let's go upstairs and put it away. Cool. So that's stored. So again, we're probably looking at around 20 minutes for a unload and load here, which will put us about 55 minutes. And then at the next place, whether you want to carry on doing another round, well, you have to work out from there. To the shop here. Sell all of our Astatine here. So medical supplies are low here, which is not good. But we're going to be here a bit, so we might as well. We can always come and check. 171. So where did we lose some then? Where did we lose 5? Weird. So let's sell that. 912, 571, 894. So it's going to cost 18 grand to unload here. 18 grand, woo, 20 grand loss. $16 minutes to unload this. It's weird how it lost 5. Crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick these. Obviously we can't get a full load. We can only get the 24s and the 16s. So we're probably only going to get, I don't know, we'll have to, yeah, we're probably, the 2s, we're probably going to be about 100 less again. The 2s and the, yeah, the 2s and the 4s, we're going to be about 120, 130 less. So we should get about 400. We won't be able to with this money, but we should get about 400 and something. So let's get what we can for now. So 8 lots of 24. We're going to get 116. And we'll just have to come back once the time has gone down and see what else we can pick up. So we'd never be able to get a full load of medical supplies here because we can't get the 2s and the 1s. It's weird. There's 5 have come back now. That's crazy. So medical supplies have come back, so let us just make sure we've loaded this. So let's see if we can get any more, so we can get another 3. That's cool. I think that's maximum of 24s because it does 4 in each bay. $24, 11 lots of 24. $16 lots of 24 we can get in. Okay, so that's all I've been able to get with the money. So what did I get? Where are we at? Check out the pillar. So you can get 4 lots of 22 in each of the 4 bays. So that's 4, 8. So you can get 16. So I'm 3 short on the bays of filling the bays up. Obviously, I can't fill the rest of the bays up because that's 2s and 1s. So I'm 3 lots of 24 from short on that. But saying that, the extra 16 and the 2 8s, or one of the 8s, should be enough for one of those because you should only get 3 16s in the front. So the extra 16 and one of the 8s would be the 14th, and so we're only an 8th and a 16 and a 24 away. So we're only 24 plus 16. 30, 40, we're only 48-ish away, something like that. We're not that far, so it's not too bad. We've run out of money, nothing we can do about that. So let's head down and get the ship out and head away.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Your systems are offline.
Okay, so we're at our last stop now, so I'm turning the ship off because I'm not going to go on any further from this. This is the last stop I'm going to do. Just means I'm here if I want to do this run again next time I'm on. Now, this is where the ship exploded last time when it went down, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to go upstairs this time. Okay, last stop. Let's go and sell these medical supplies, see what we earned on this run. And they've got all the methane and nitrogen back, so depending on which one of the 2 you wanted to take, you could then do this run again if you needed to. Right, so Caterpillar, 68% full, 392, so we didn't get too far from it. I think it was about 40 away. So we're going to sell this for 1.4 million on top of the 17k we've got. Confirm, so 1.47 million is going to take 8 grand off us and then 6 minutes to load. So with all the loading and unloading and the not being able to get the full amount because of the money, like I said, there's probably another 40 there. We probably would lose around 100,000 not having a full load of medical supplies. I think you could probably earn about 850,000 from it. altogether. So what did we actually earn ourselves with the restrictions we had? We started off with 851,000. Okay, so there was a problem. I had to go down and unload it myself. So that's what I've done. And now we should be able to just sell all that again now. 292 for 1.484 million. Confirm. Hopefully this time it processes it. Cool. So we've got 1.5 million now. We started off with 800,000. So let me do the math on that now. So we have 1,501,818. If we minus off 851,100, so minus 851,100 equals 650,718. So we made 650 million, and that was without being able to get the full load. Like I said, we probably missed out on about 100,000 on the load. No, we missed out on 40 something. What was it? 40 SCU. So about 40 SCU we missed out on. So we missed about 30 grand on that. So that would have brought us up close to 700,000. And then there's the start where we didn't get all the cargo at the start, the methane at the start. We only had so much on that. So I reckon close to 750 to 800,000 we could have earned maybe on that. And yeah, so it was a long-winded one. It was about 2 hours of running time that was, and it wasn't so bad. I mean, it was only 3 stations. The main thing was just the waiting around for the unpacking and the packing, and we probably could have saved about another hour of that on that. My game just crashed. We could probably saved another half an hour, maybe 40 minutes on if we didn't have to do the waiting around, because I had to keep getting cargo, which kept adding 3 minutes each time. I think if I was able to get all the cargo in one go, it wouldn't have been so much time added onto it. And so, especially around the medical wares, waiting at the medical supplies, if all the medical supplies had been there, then I think it would have been a lot shorter. I reckon an hour and a half gameplay probably with the waiting around. But to get around 800,000 in that time, I don't think it's too bad. Around, what, 400,000 per hour if you do the 2 hours. You know, it's not too bad. 400,000 in 45 minutes if you do an hour and a half. So it's not too bad, I don't think, for the what you're earning. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that route, guys. It's like I said, it's a long-winded one. So if you want to do a lot of waiting around, say you're cooking or something, and you need just 10 minutes to get the cargo, then carry on doing your cooking or whatever it is you're doing, and then come back once the cargo's loaded, go to the next place, put the ship away, unload the cargo and get your next lot of cargo, and then go and carry on doing what you was doing. This is a perfect route for that if you just want to be at the computer for a couple of minutes each time, and then just away doing other things while you are busy. It's loading and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one, guys. If you did, don't forget to hit the points, click the like button, hit the bell and subscribe notification, and yeah, we shall see you guys out in the verse.